Hi, I'm Greg Hall, and I'm going to go over the benefits of using the Tableau JavaScript API event listeners. So with the event listeners, I can select objects from my Tableau dashboard, get the values of the objects, and do whatever I want with them. For example, I can save the values to my database. I can drill down to other dashboards. I can get the values for other applications. One of the most popular usage are drill downs. As an analyst, I'm going to want to be able to drill down to specific categories. In fact, there are going to be categories I probably don't want to see. So that's one of the reasons why drill downs are so popular. We're also going to be able to change applications. For example, let's say I don't like the pie chart in Tableau. What I can do, once I select my objects to get the values, I can change the application to Telerik or to reporting services and display my pie chart using those applications. So without further ado, let me go to my Managerial Dashboard to demo this. It's going to bring up my login screen. I'm going to log in with my user ID and password. So under the Learning Center, I'm going to click on School of Pharmacy Funding. It's going to bring up a dashboard from Tableau Public. So with the Tableau JavaScript API event listeners, what I'm going to do is select objects and drill down. So I'm going to do this with the pie chart right here. So it's going to bring up my expense pie chart dashboard where I can select slices, for example, to drill down. Right now I selected 1, 2, 3, 4. What I can do is select one more, hold down the control key. I can select this. I can deselect a slice or select another slice here. So right now I have 5 slices and it totals everything up for me right here. Pretty cool. So now I can click on my drill down button. Notice I have 2 drill down buttons. I have a revenue one and I have an expense drill down button. And notice this guy is disabled, this revenue drill down button. And that's because we're on an expense dashboard. So this is disabled. If I click here, nothing happens. So let's go ahead and click on our drill down expense button. It's going to drill down. So notice that it shrank, the pie chart shrank. So that kind of don't like this pie chart. It gets out of position. So when I start off, I can set the height and width to make it look really nice with all of the categories. But once I select my objects or slices to drill down and get a subset of the categories, the pie chart shrinks. But no worries, I can once I select my values, I can put it into another application like Telerik. So let me show you here on my chart type. I'll click here, pie Telerik. So here I have my selected items in my Telerik application, which is really slick. I really like the lines here. This really helps to see what labels represent which slices. Imagine having a lot of slices. These lines would be really helpful. We also have a grid. So when you make changes to the grid or you filter on the grid, it'll be reflected on the pie chart. So it's a really powerful grid. You have the sum, average, max, gives me my count right here. And you can sort and filter. For example, let's filter on anything with funds. So I can click on this icon here, filter icon, click on my drop down, click on contains, anything that contains, I'll just put FUN, good enough. And click on filter. So now I have my funds categories here. My count is 2, gives me my sum, average, and max. And And pretty slick. Again, it's once you filter it, it's reflected on the pie chart here. And if I want everything back the way it was, no worries. All I have to do is click on reload. And I have everything back the way it was. Pretty cool. And here, let's say I don't want to see this guy here, this federal contracts and grants. No worries, I can go up to my legend and click on federal contracts and grants to deselect it, and it's no longer there. And I say, I want to see it again. No worries, I can just select it again, and voila, we have it back. Pretty cool. I can click on items here or slices. I can click here. You can see the category here and its total. I can click on another category and you'll see it here and it adds it up. I can deselect it, it'll subtract it, select it again, and it'll add it back, select another category, and even another category. So I have, let's say, 4 out of the 5 items here or categories here. And then I can go ahead and click my drill down button, my drill down expense button, and it's going to drill down. Voila. Pretty cool. And let's say I want to look at this in a different chart type. I can go over here to chart types, and let's say I want to see it in a bubble chart. Pretty cool. So I have my 4 items here. I have prior years I can filter on, and my totals here, my URL. If I hover over any of the bubbles, it's going to give me the category percentage of totals and amount. So maybe I want to see this in another chart type. How about our tree map? So this is how a tree map looks like. Again, I can hover over it and see the category percentage of totals and amounts. I can go to a prior year. Have my totals here. What else do we have? Tree map. Let's go back to the old pie chart. Don't like it because it probably shrank like crazy. God, it's so tiny, it's so small now. Don't like it, but I could always go back to my Telerik pie chart. Pretty cool. The size stays intact. Pretty slick. I can drill down further. Pretty slick. I like this pie chart a lot. Again, I like the lines here. And I can go back to my bar line here. Pretty slick. So I have my bars here, my selected items here. And here's my revenues. So let's just go back. What else is there to talk about? So notice the totals here are highlighted. You have historical years you choose from. So, you know, this would look really good if you have historical years on a dual axis dashboard. So I have an example of that. Let me go to my Telerik drill down here on interface visits. Let me click here. So just, if you have historical years and you want to make a comparison, a dual axis bar line would be really nice to have. Imagine having your current years at your vertical bar chart right here, your vertical right here. And you have your prior years as a line chart, so you can see the trend. In this case, the trend happens to be the same. But imagine the trends being different from current year being different than prior years, let's say. You can see it right there, and then you can see the comparison. That would be a nice chart to have. Let's go back home. What else? Reporting services. Let me show you how that would look like. So reporting services is a report writer where you can write really complex reports. You can have sub-reporting, you can have groupings, you can have data visualization, you can export it to various formats such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, and print it out as well. So I pretty much covered everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.